It's 2025. You feel stuck. Another year gone. Another list of resolutions half finished. You scroll endlessly, compare your life to others, and wonder, why am I still the same person I was last year? You want change, not small change, real transformation. The kind of transformation where people look at you and say, you're not the same person anymore. But here's the hard truth. Most people never recreate themselves. They patch their old habits. They try shortcuts. They chase hacks. And then they give up. The Stoics? They understood something deeper. They knew that life isn't about adding, it's about recreating. Burning the old self like a phoenix and rising new. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one that is the key." You don't become different by talking about change. You become different by living change. And in this guide, I'll give you a full roadmap. The Stoic way to recreate yourself in 2025, not with fake positivity, not with hype, but with ancient wisdom proven over centuries. By the end of this video, you'll know the 8 Stoic steps to rebuild your identity and finally become the person you've always wanted to be. Let's begin. The old you is obsessed with control, trying to control what people think, trying to control the future, trying to control outcomes that never belonged to you. But Epictetus said, some things are up to us, and some things are not. Pause on that for a second. Think about how much of your life is wasted in that invisible tug of war. You fight storms you can't calm. You replay conversations you can't rewrite. You stress about results you can't guarantee. It's like trying to grab smoke with your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the emptier you feel. The very first step in recreation is destroying these illusions. This is where the old you dies. Ask yourself, how much of my stress comes not from reality, but from trying to bend reality? Your boss's mood, not yours. The market crashing, not yours. The weather, the economy, the gossip, not yours. But your effort, your discipline, your attitude, yours, always. The Stoics knew. Freedom is not in having power over everything. It's in mastering what is already in your hands. So here's your first ritual of 2025. Take out a page, draw 2 columns. What I control, what I don't. Then, every morning, write in it. Be brutally honest. Put all your what-ifs, all your anxieties, in the not mine column. Put your choices, your actions, your mindset in the mine column. And here's the key. Every day, act only on the first column. Guard it like sacred territory, and then burn the second column. Yes, burn it. Crumple it, shred it, light a candle, watch it disappear. Because when you destroy what you can't control, you free up energy for what you can. This simple act reshapes your brain. Your stress decreases. Your focus sharpens. You stop wasting energy. You stop fighting reality. And when energy is no longer scattered, you finally have the power to rebuild yourself. This is not just philosophy. Neuroscience confirms it. The brain thrives on clarity. When you separate my responsibility from not my problem, your mind stops overloading circuits. You literally build a stronger, calmer self. So step 1 is not about control. It's about release. Let go of what isn't yours, and you'll finally discover the strength that has always been yours. Harsh, but true. The Stoics practiced memento mori. Remember, you must die. Seneca said, "You are afraid of dying. But come now, how is this life of yours anything but death?" Read that again, because this isn't about death. It's about the life you're wasting. To recreate yourself, the old self must die. But here's the problem. Most people cling to their old identity like a worn-out coat. They hide behind it. They defend it, even when it's suffocating them. I'm shy. I'm lazy. I've always been this way. Number, that's not who you are. That's your old skin. And if a snake never sheds its skin, it dies. So must you shed yours. In 2025, picture this: your funeral, not to depress yourself, but to awaken yourself. Close your eyes and ask, if I died today, what would people say about me? Would they say, he had potential, but never used it? She always wanted more, but fear held her back. He was kind, but forgettable. Or would they say, he lived fully. He left nothing undone. He burned with purpose. Now here's the brutal truth. If you don't like the answer, change it. But to change it, you must kill the old story, kill the I can't, kill the excuses, kill the voice that whispers tomorrow, kill the fear of being judged. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every morning, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. This is not philosophy. This is urgency. Because every second you protect the old you, the new you is dying unborn, so burn it down. The shy version, the weak version, the fearful version, lay it to rest. And from the ashes, rise. Not as who you were, but as who you choose to be. Because you cannot create new life while clinging to the corpse of your old one. Marcus Aurelius had a morning practice. He didn't start the day with distraction. He started with reflection. In meditations, he wrote to himself each dawn. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. Why am I complaining if I'm going to do what I was born for? Think about it. The most powerful man in the world, Emperor of Rome, reminded himself of the same struggle you and I face every morning, the battle against comfort. This wasn't just waking up. This was rebirth. Every morning, you stand at the same crossroads. Two choices. Be the old you or be reborn. The Stoics knew mornings aren't routine. They're resurrection. Every dawn is nature's reminder. You've been given one more chance. Who will you be today? That's why, to recreate yourself in 2025, your mornings must be sacred. Before the phone, before the news, before the noise of the world drowns your soul. Sit with yourself, take a journal, write 3 things. Who I was yesterday, be honest. Did you waste time? Did you hide? Did you act with courage? Write it down. Face it. Who I choose to be today, not who others want, not who fear dictates, but the identity you choose, stronger, wiser, freer. What action proves it? One act, small but real. If yesterday you were distracted, today prove rebirth by 1 hour of deep focus. If yesterday you were silent, today prove rebirth by speaking your truth. Do this daily, and here's what happens. At first it feels small, like words on a page, but slowly your brain rewires, your actions shift, and your life bends toward the identity you write. Because identity is not what you say, it's what you repeat. Every morning, pen in hand, you are sculpting the new self. And if you do this for 365 mornings, the old you won't even recognize the person you've become. Recreation is painful. Don't let Instagram gurus fool you with positive vibes only. The truth? You will lose people. You will fail. You will be mocked. But Marcus Aurelius left us the blueprint. A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. This is amor fati, the love of fate, not tolerating it, not enduring it, but loving it. Most people collapse when life hits them. They call it unfair. They curse their luck. They drown in, why me? But the Stoic recreator smiles at the storm because he knows this is fuel. Lost a job? The old you panics. The new you see freedom to finally build what you wanted. Betrayed by someone close, the old you clings, cries, and breaks. The new you say, thank you. Now I know who's real. My circle just became stronger. Rejected in love and business and dreams. The old you thinks end. The new you knows rejection is redirection. The universe just whispered, not here, there. The old self interprets obstacles as punishment. The new self interprets them as training. And the more life throws, the brighter your fire grows. So every morning, anchor yourself with this line. Whatever happens, I will use it. Say it until it's no longer a mantra but a reflex. A lost deal, fuel, a harsh comment, fuel, a broken plan, fuel. By mid-2025, people will look at you differently. They'll whisper, why doesn't anything break him anymore? Why doesn't she collapse when everything falls apart? And your answer will be simple, because nothing is breaking me. It's all making me. Recreation is not just subtraction of old. It is not just cutting toxic people, not just deleting apps. It is the discipline of the new. Epictetus warned, freedom is not achieved by satisfying desires, but by eliminating them. Think about that. The old you is a slave to the buzzing phone, a slave to cravings, a slave to every hit of cheap dopamine. Scroll, 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 eat, regret, repeat. Say yes when you want to say no. But the new you is not a slave. The new you chooses. Here's the practice. Delay one desire daily, not forever. Just delay. Your morning coffee. Wait 10 minutes. Your phone, don't touch it until after you've written one thought. Sugar? Skip dessert once this week. Teach your brain who's master. You are, not the craving, not the notification. Expand the battlefield. First it's sugar, then it's scrolling, soon it's shopping, then approval, then comfort itself. Every delay is a declaration, I am not the same. I am free. And here's the hidden magic. It's not about the coffee or the phone or the sugar. It's about training the muscle of self-command. Most people think discipline is punishment. The Stoics knew the opposite. Discipline is freedom. Because if you can delay, you can decide. If you can decide, you can create. And if you can create, you can recreate your entire life. Repeat this for a year. One delay a day. Small acts of resistance, stacking up like bricks. By the end of 2025, you won't recognize yourself. Not because you forced change, but because you proved every single day. Desire doesn't own me. I own me. And with that willpower, you can bend your life in any direction you choose. Seneca wrote, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Most people talk about change. Few actually live it. Look around you. Everyone says, I'm trying to get fit. I'm working on discipline. I'm building a side hustle. But months pass, years pass. The body stays the same. The habits stay the same. The life stays the same. Words are cheap. Promises cost nothing. Execution costs everything. In 2025, stop explaining. Stop advertising your future self. Stop begging for applause before the work is done. Instead, act quietly, consistently, relentlessly. Wake up earlier, do the workout, write the page, study the skill, launch the project. Not because anyone's watching, but because you refuse to die as the same person you were last year. Here's the paradox the Stoics mastered. When you stop announcing, you start becoming. When you stop proving, you start improving. This silence builds gravity. People begin to feel it, not through your claims, but through the weight of your presence. The friend who used to doubt you now asking for advice. The coworker who mocked you, now noticing your progress. The family who never believed, now respecting without words. You don't have to say who you are. They'll know. Because true recreation doesn't need marketing. It shines on its own. So repeat this to yourself every morning in 2025. Less talk, more becoming. The old you ends days in distraction. The new you ends in reflection. Epictetus advised his students to review their day each night. When the light has been taken away and my wife has fallen silent, I examine my entire day and go back over what I've done and said. Do this in 2025. Every night, ask, where did I act like the old me? Where did I act like the new me? What do I fix tomorrow? This daily audit prevents relapse. Slowly, the old self fades and the new self dominates. Marcus Aurelius said, think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. This is the final secret. Don't try to recreate yourself. Be the new you now, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, act today as the person you want to be in December 2025. Speak like them, work like them, walk like them. Identity is not built in the future. It is chosen in the present. The Stoic blueprint for 2025 to recreate yourself fully this year. Burn the illusion of control. Die before you die. Morning rebirth ritual, amor fati. Use everything. Discipline of desire. Identity by action. Evening mirror. Live as if already recreated. Follow this, and by the end of the year, your old self will be unrecognizable. Closing, most people in 2025 will waste another year. They'll scroll, chase trends, stay the same. But not you. You are here. You've learned what emperors practiced. You have the blueprint to burn the old and rise new. So tonight, look in the mirror and say, the old me is gone. The new me begins now. Then act. Because the Stoics remind us, we become what we repeatedly do. Recreate yourself. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Subscribe Stoic. Your new life starts today.